Hello, bright lights. It's April, the Energy Oracle, and I wanted to talk to you today about the Hierophant. The card that my guides have told me is kind of what we're going through right now in our Ascension process and the lessons that we're learning. So, for those of you that are new to the tarot, welcome. If you are not new and you own a deck, I really want to encourage you to pull your card out right now, just so you have it on hand. And if you have more than one version, pull it out so you can look at them as we talk about this. If you don't have a deck, it's fine. I've got so many cards here I'm going to be showing you. You'll get a taste and a flavor for it. I use the tarot in my Ascension process because I feel like it gives me a visual and helps me to, it just really speaks to me. So as I go through this, I just want to show you how I feel that this card right now is so pertinent to our personal Ascension process and how we can really pull on the energies of the Hierophant. So first of all, the Hierophant is known as the Keeper of Keys, and you can see that, especially on this card at the bottom here. You can see there's two keys there. The Keeper of Keys, he's got several names. Oh, the Revealer of Mysteries, which is actually what his name means, from the Greek Hierophant. So, the first thing that you notice when you look at this, and this is the Rider-Waite version of it. It's probably the one that most people are pretty familiar with. The first thing you'll notice is that he looks like the Pope. That is one of the things that he's called. And you'll see he's seated on a throne, and he's got some devotees in front of him, and there's the keys at his feet, and there's two pillars in the background there. You know, the first thing I noticed about this card is that there's real authority to the position that he has, and I feel like right now that's exactly where we're at. We're coming into our authority. We're learning about who we are and how to actually actualize our 5D self. And as a matter of fact, this is the number 5, the 5th card in the hero's journey. So I think this can stand for 5D. You know, I love it. I love it in this version right here. Sorry, this version right here. This is a Rider-Waite inspired deck. This is the Druidcraft Tarot. And you can see him here. He's called the High Priest. And that's what we are. Last month, we were working on the lessons of the High Priestess. If you haven't seen that video, you can go back and check it out. But I think it's important as we look at this card and we look at the number 5, we realize that 5 is a number of tension. It's a number of perfectly balanced tension. So look at it in the form of the pentagram. When you see the pentagram, you'll see there's equal points on each side, and the tension is the lines that are drawn between them, and they're perfectly balanced. And the pentagram itself symbolizes spirit over earth, with ether in the middle, at the center. Right? Ether at the center, the other world. And we really see that. We really see that the hero's journey is played out in the tarot. He starts out as the Fool, and he has a little knapsack that he carries, and he has all the tricks. Everything he's going to learn is in that bag. Everything. And he unpacks that as he makes his way through each one of the cards. So here in the Hierophant, some people call it Hierophant, in the Hierophant, you see that he is coming to his authority. You know, if you saw somebody walking down the street in that, you would know that they were somebody. They had a position, they had a title. And that's exactly how your energy is. You walk down the street and you're resonating, you're transmitting who you are to the universe and to others. So the first thing I want to do, I guess, right now is I want to ask everybody to see themselves as we take this journey and talk about kind of the superpowers of the Hierophant. I want you to really think of it as yourself right now. This is who you are. So when you're out on the street, you want to be clothed in your 5D resonance. You want to really embody that and realize that you are the High Priest. Part of what the High Priest is the link between heaven and earth, is what they say, between heaven and hell. And he holds the keys. You can see right here, he holds the keys to heaven and hell. Silver and gold as references to heaven and hell. But what is that really saying to us? That we actually embody that we have the keys to unlock the mysteries. And that's it. He's the keeper of keys, right? The holder of supreme mysteries. He's also the, oh my gosh, I need my glasses. Oh, the magus of the eternal gods. So, I mean, that's definitely us. We're tapping into the beings of the universe. We are the magus, the magi, the keeper of mysteries, and we hold those within ourselves, the infinite self that we are. I love it in this card. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot, and I think it's notable to look at this card and see that she appears here as a teacher. And I think it's important for us to remember that as we go out and we're just being our authentic self, and we're shining our light, and we're just being, not necessarily telling anybody anything, but being ourselves, we're actually teaching others about a higher resonance, and we're changing the field around us. And you can see there, her pupils are learning to meditate with her and learning what peace is, inner peace is. I really like this version. This is the Gilded Tarot. It's lots of gold on it. And in this one, he looks a little bit more Jewish than Christian in nature, just because his robes are just a little bit more Jewish. He's a little bit more like a Pharisee, which would have been the scholars of the day of the Jews that studied and helped. They were like the high rabbis, those that really kept the mysteries, and they studied, and they kept those mysteries in their heart, and they released those to the people as well. It's notable that we are coming from a place, when we move into the 5, the number 5, we're moving out of the Emperor, which is the number 4 card. And the Emperor teaches us all about the laws of the land. So you've already mastered all the laws of the land. You know, this is what's right, this is what's wrong, this is what duality is, this is how things work on planet Earth. And once you get to this point, once you move up to being the high priest, you walk between the worlds. You carry that resonance. You can go to heaven. You actually know what all the rules are here, but you know how to engage the spirit and actually break those rules to be an authority here. And that's really what we're doing right now. We are really learning how to be that authority and embody who we are in our 5D resonance. And we're all at very different places in this process. So, you know, wherever you're at, just be true to yourself. Be authentic to yourself. The Hebrew letter on this one is the, oops, sorry, I guess I need to find a better, oh, here we can see it on this one, the Vav. And I have to say my Hebrew is terrible. I actually tried to learn Hebrew at one point and I gave it up. I was not good at it. It's the Vav. And the Vav is the word that means like nail, that which joins together. So the purpose of the 5 in the Hierophant is to join together the mysteries of the earth and the mysteries of heaven and the cosmos. So I love that. It's actually the Hebrew word and. It's the word that joins two things together. And so that's where we're at. We're learning to join two things together. We're learning to break away from 3D and move into that 5D consciousness. And again, remember, this is the number 5. 5D. This is the 5D embodied. Okay. I'm going to take a look at my notes, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is his hand there. His hand actually is pointing. It's making the symbol as above, so below. And I think that's really important because it's all about What's inside of us is what we see on the outside, right? So the measure of where we're resonating at is what we're seeing manifested around us, right? We know that this is a holographic reality where we are actually transmitting our reality and manifesting it into existence. So the Vav, the Vav really points to that again. And I am doing this, and therefore it is so. I love the fact that, sorry, I'm trying to keep my notes open. I love the fact in this one, it really highlights the fact that the 5 is also the number, the 5th card is the number of Taurus. So there's a really grounded nature to this card, and I think that we can really pull on that right now and move ourselves into a place of groundedness if we will allow ourselves to really embody the higher revelations that we're receiving and give ourselves a chance to really do that. So how can you work with this card? I thought long and hard about this. One of the things is, if you have it, put it out somewhere where you can see it to remind yourself. If you don't have it, you can go to the internet and just print it off. I'd say take it in the car and remind yourself, that this is who you are. You're the high priest, that you are a person of authority in your own world. You are powerful. One of the things that you can do is maybe get yourself a talisman. I really like talismans. Something that you put your energy into that reminds you of that power, and wear that or carry it with you. I love Cheetah Studio, and I will put a link below to their stuff. If you're into amulets or talismans, I think that her work is beautiful. Actually, their work, it's 2 people, is beautiful. I encourage you, when you get ready in the morning, as you're doing your meditation, as you're clearing your mind, to be getting a clear idea of, what does that look like? I mean, that's really weird, okay? If I saw somebody walking down the street just like that, I'd be like, that is so weird. But you need to be your own kind of weird, and you need to know what that is. So get a clear idea. And when you're getting dressed in the morning, clothe yourself with that resonance. Really get clear, just take the time. Okay, I'm putting on my socks. I'm there for wherever my feet touch. I'm moving forward, and I'm sending out my vibration, and I'm paving the way for myself as I go forward. These affirmations of really seeing yourself clothed in your resonance and having a sense of that, and checking in with that's really going to help you to pull things out of your field anyway. Lastly, oh yeah, the crown. Okay, so I don't have a Thoth deck. For those of you who do, you should look it up. But he wears a crown. And in the Thoth deck, he's actually wearing the crown of Osiris. Okay, and the crown of Osiris is the crown that the awakened one wears. So remember that you are crowned with your awakening as you go through this. As you go through your day, as you reflect on your day at the end of the day, and you make subtle changes. Remember, no blame, no shame, just moving into your higher resonance, really accepting who you are with a heart of compassion, and really figuring out, what is your kind of weird? Is it earthy and wild? It's maybe a little more glitzy. It's maybe a little bit more witchy, a little bit more earthy, or maybe it's just downright far out, whatever your kind of weird is, it's your job to be authentic and to get comfortable in that. The pontiff, he's not thinking about how he looks, and he knows he's been appointed. You've been appointed to this life. You have come here for a purpose. You were created for great things. So remember to really embody that. Anyway, I think I'm going in circles now. I'm going to be sharing on each of the 5s. I really tried very hard not to digress while I was on here, but I will have another video up in a couple days about one of the 5 cards. Probably the 5 of Pentacles, I think, is where we're going to start out. I do want to say that 5, being a star is, it's a little pointy. It's a little pokey. You know, it's a little intense, and we're in some intense energies right now. It's okay. Just work it. Live it, you know, do it. Be proud of who you are, because you're beautiful and you were born for such a time as this. It's an amazing time to be a part of everything that we're accomplishing and doing here. And I'm just honored to be speaking to you today. Please subscribe. Leave me a comment as to what you think. And connect with your high priest self. Connect with your pontiff self. Connect with your appointed self, your 5D awakened self. Grow in your ability to actually wear that just unapologetically and shine your light.